Hey everybody, well, this Subaru has been the biggest royal pain in my ass ever. I just experienced the worst intake manifold I have ever removed in my life. Usually an intake manifold is straightforward. You remove the bolts on each side, you remove a couple vacuum lines and a few things, and you get the manifold off. Not this one. This one was an utter freaking nightmare. There are more fucking vacuum hoses and crap in this fucking intake manifold than I've ever seen in my life. Oh my god. Well, anyway, I like the looks of it when it's off. There's the intake of the turbo right there. There's the intake of the turbo right there. The boot that goes on there with a clamp had the largest vacuum leak I've ever seen. And it's under the intake manifold where you cannot see it. So, you know, the intake manifold had to come off. All this garbage had to come off. And then there's the biggest vacuum leak that it had. Right around the turbo. Because it goes from the turbo to a pipe to the air cleaner and the MAF sensor. That's why the MAF sensor didn't work. Because there was the whole fucking boot that clamps to the turbocharger, which clamps to the air filter, was totally just broken off. Biggest vacuum leak in the South. And I ain't even in the damn South. Alright, well, let's take a peek at the world's biggest fucking vacuum leak. I'm a poet and didn't know it. Well, there's the clamp that was supposed to hold the damn thing. There's the piece that's supposed to stay connected to that to go around the damn turbo to seal it from leaking. Look how thin this cheap-ass rubber is. What the fuck, factory? Can you get any cheaper? Look at this cheap garbage. I want to yell at them. They're fucking stupid. Look at the stupidity here. Look how thin that rubber is. Look how easy it broke off. That is the biggest vacuum leak in hell. And you had to take this big, ugly intake manifold with tons of damn vacuum and connections and garbage off just to get to this stupid vacuum leak because you can't see it. Not to mention the stupid coolant spider you had to take off just to get to areas where you can see. What a monstrosity! Look at all this garbage! Geez, Subaru! Stuparu! How overcomplicated you gotta be! There's the damn intercooler right there. That wasn't too bad to remove. There's the factory blow-off valve, the factory blow-me valve. Good God! This shit doesn't need to be this damn hard. There's no reason. And none of this crap you can see because it's under the manifold. You'd think after loosening the manifold bolts you could get the manifold up a little bit to get to the vacuum lines. No, it wouldn't even give you a couple inches. You had to reach under there and feel like Braille to disconnect this vacuum nightmare. I mean, and of course everything's made of brittle garbage, so you can't help but break things. I tried my best not to break the stupid lines and all the vacuum and garbage. Look at this garbage. Unbelievable! This is the source of the vacuum leak. You can't see it, you can't feel it, because it's under the stupid manifold right here. And under the stupid coolant spider. The stupidity they come up with. This big ugly piece of crap in the way. This big ugly piece of crap. Of course, some shit broke because it's brittle plastic. Unbelievable. I can't believe how big of a pain in the ass this damn Subaru XT POS Outback. Whoever designed this thing, I'd like to just fucking hang them by their ass. I think I've vented enough for now. Of course, we got back to the air cleaner. There's where it breathes from. There's where this goes to this. And then it goes to this. And then this is the turbo connection. or lack thereof, vacuum leak from hell, because the piece of shit's so thin. Look how thin the rubber is. It's so thin, and it just ripped off in time and created the biggest vacuum leak I've ever seen and heard. It's bad enough I had a vacuum leak here from a similar problem because they used this thin-ass rubber lips around both of those areas, and that created a giant vacuum leak. And then the biggest vacuum leak ever, right in front of the turbo, because the MAF sensor reading is here. There's the MAF sensor reading. It goes to here, it goes to there, then it goes to the inlet of the turbo. And that's where it busted at, creating the biggest vacuum leak ever. Subaru, you idiots are fucking stupid. I want to hang you fuckers high. Nobody should have to go through this crap. Granted, this is the first piece of crap Subaru I've ever worked on, and I tell you what, from what I've gone through, it will be my last. Now I'm done venting here. Just wanted to share the hell and the misery I spent with this big monstrosity piece of garbage. There's where the intercooler bolts on right here. There's the wastegate valve. There's the heat shield. Look at those neat looking secondary throttle bodies, because it's got a throttle body on the manifold, and then it's got 4 more right here. I could just see putting some side draft, downdraft carburetors on each of these and call it a day. And then make a blow-through carburetor going into the damn turbo right here. Call it a day. Blow-through turbocharged. Call it a day. Make this thing simple with a carburetor. This damn fuel injection monstrosity is a freaking nightmare. Nobody should have to suffer through this, including mechanics. This is my first Subaru I've ever dealt with in my life. I have worked on so many damn hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cars while I was stationed in Japan, and they were easier than this. There is no reason this car needs to be this hard. There is no reason, unless you're just trying to screw everybody up the butt with no Vaseline and packing in sand. All right, I've vented. I feel a little better now. I don't know how everyone else feels when they deal with a monstrosity like this for the first time in life. Not to mention these fuel lines were a bitch getting off, even with the special tool. And these had to come off to allow the manifold to come off because it's right between the 2 ports. I will never, as long as I live, when this Subaru is running and out of my garage, I will never work on another damn Subaru again. Unless it's old and simple. Or that I've got a hold of it and made it simple. I've got ideas to make this simple, but since this isn't my Subaru, I've got to figure out how to put Humpty Dumpty back together again. There's just so many vacuum lines, so much garbage, so much brittle plastic. I had bad luck with these stupid sensors. Look, bad luck with the cheap brittle plastic breaking off because there's no room to get the manifold up to disconnect them. So I had to suffer through this. There's another stupid sensor. I got to figure out which one that is. I figured this is the MAP sensor, manifold absolute pressure, which senses boost and vacuum and sends a signal to the computer. I got to figure out where all this crap goes when I put it all back together. Because even when you loosen both sides of the manifold, you can't get it up enough to get your hands and eyes under there to see what to disconnect. So everything's a sense of braille, like Helen Keller and shit. This is unfucking believable. I have never experienced a mechanical asshole such as this. And Subaru, I'm going to curse you bastards to fucking... curse you bastards to get in a fucking garbage disposal and grind you guys up and feed you to the fucking fish. All right, I'm done venting. I feel a little better now. But if anyone else has dealt with a monstrosity such as this, I'm sure there's Subaru mechanics that have been doing this for years and they're used to it. But the first time you do this, tell me you weren't pissed off and irritated at the damn engineers that created this mechanical asshole. Okay, I feel a little better now. I think I'm going to sit down and have some coffee because I've cussed out this Subaru pretty good today. I don't think I've cussed it out enough. Or the engineers that designed this. I don't think I've cussed them out enough. But this is by far the biggest mechanical asshole I've ever worked on. Granted, it's the first time I've been under the hood of a Subaru since 1986 because I worked on an 86 turbo Subaru. And it was a breeze because everything was accessible. I didn't have to take off the intake manifold to work on anything. It was straightforward. It was simple. It was smooth. Straightforward, simple, smooth. I need some coffee. Because cussing that Subaru and venting like I just did, I need to refresh my vocals. That was no fun. That was no joy. And I highly recommend, if anybody's even thinking about buying a used Subaru without a warranty, don't. Unless you're rich and you got someone else to work on it, that you can pay $200 and something an hour to deal with this stupidity that takes a well-trained Subaru mechanic years and years and years and years to deal with this shit. But if you have to deal with it for the first time and you're that new mechanic, and everybody in the shop's laughing at your ass because you're struggling with this big mechanical asshole piece of shit, and everybody in the shop's laughing at you, tell them not to laugh at you. I said so. Okay? Tell them to give you a little bit of training on how to deal with this stupidity. Now, Subaru engineers, if you would have been kind enough, when you undo the bolts on an intake manifold, if you made the vacuum lines long enough, you could lift the manifold up and unconnect everything from the bottom. But there's no room. You try to lift, and it barely moves a quarter inch. And how the hell are you going to get anything in there? Unless you got some special fucking spider monkey with some special fucking spider tools to get their stupid little fucking fingers in there to get those little things off. All those vacuum line, sensor, vacuum line. Not to mention that intake duct had another 5 or 6 damn vacuum ports out of it that you can't see until the intake manifold's lifted off. And that stupid coolant spider they put on top. Another stupid engineering design. Why couldn't they put the little coolant spider in one corner? Why couldn't they put a big vacuum little manifold pressure thing all the way on the firewall and all the little vacuum lines and sensors can plug into that? Why put it all under the fucking intake manifold like a bunch of jackasses? What are they trying to fucking piss a guy like me off? I already have irritation. I already have all these irritating problems from way back in the day and all these damn Gulf Wars. I already have a short-toned temperament. And I already get 0 to fucking 150 pissed off in the split of a second. I don't need any garbage like this to make it worse. I was just trying to come out here on a nice, cool, sunny day, relax and remove an intake manifold to find a damn vacuum leak. But this stupid manifold turned into a... Yeah. It takes a lot to try to stay calm when working on stupidity these days. Well, I just figured I'd let you all in on my first Subaru, my first new 2000s millennial piece of shit Subaru I've ever worked on. Figure I'd let you all in on the first Subaru I've ever worked on, besides back in the 80s when things were simple. A carburetor, a turbo, or a mild fuel injection system. Simple shit. Before they put hundreds of freaking vacuum hoses every damn where like spaghetti factory. Not necessary. They could have put a nice little vacuum block up there, hooked up all the sensors, ran nice long vacuum lines so you can lift the manifold up and get to everything and take it off. No stress, no misery, no irritation. But no, they couldn't do that. I'm just amazed I was able to get the stupid thing off without taking a sledgehammer to the whole frickin' car. Ugh. Anyway, I did my best. I tried my best to work on this Subaru. It's the first new Subaru I've worked on. And I tell you what, as soon as this thing gets running good again, I will not touch another Subaru again! Unless it's with a giant sledgehammer and sticks of dynamite, and I blow it 50 feet in the air with lots of fire and flame. That would feel good right now, you know, just to blow that piece of crap up. Nobody deserves this aggravation. I like to take the engineer, tie him to a chair, and slowly torture him with needles and wrenches and pliers and all kinds of other things. Because that, by far, was the worst intake manifold design I have ever seen. Almost every other turbocharged vehicle I've ever dealt with, you can see the inlet boot clamped to the turbocharger. You can see where the spark plugs go on the engine. You can see the vacuum hoses on the intake manifold because they don't have them hidden underneath where you can't see them or even feel them because the manifold won't lift high enough for you to get under there. Anybody in the comments have worked on these newer Subarus before? Please tell me how you got under there and grabbed all the stupid vacuum lines and disconnected everything that you probably already knew was there because you've worked on it 100 fucking times. But the first time you worked on one of these monstrosities, tell me how you feel. I'd sure like to know in the comments. Okay? I'm trying to calm down. I got my iced coffee in hand. I probably need just a little bit more. But I'm doing my best not to just totally lose it. Wow. If anyone ever needs a challenge with anger management and a challenge to their patience, please do try a 2005 Subaru Outback XT Turbo 2.5 and try to remove the intake manifold so you can find the damn vacuum leak on the intake boot going from the air filter to the turbocharger compressor inlet. If you want to work on your anger management and patience skills, please try one of these Subarus out. I guarantee, if you have any form of anger in your body, not even a cell of anger in your body, you will express it on this piece of garbage Subaru! And thank you for watching Mad Boosting. If you like, please subscribe. I need all the subscribers I can get to try to add to my sanity. I need all the help I can get. I need all the help I can get. So, please subscribe, please like, please ring the notification bell, and all that good stuff, okay? And try to have a great day, a much better one than I had working on this Subaru. Okay? Everybody enjoy the nice last few weeks of summer before it starts getting cold and winter and snow again. So everybody try to enjoy themselves and have a great day and mad boosting.